Abel's blood cried out to God from the ground in a plea for justice, and God heard the cry. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Monday, November 3rd, 2025. The story of Cain and Abel gets us every time because it rings true to our own experience. Our own experience may not involve actual murder, but the story of jealousy and misplaced anger, followed by some sort of seeking of vengeance, is our story. It is the human story. At some point, we've played the part of Cain, lashing out at another person. At some point, we've played the part of Abel, the victim of misplaced anger, enduring some sort of vitriol. And especially if you're a parent, you've played the part of God, trying to sort out a fight between siblings. But it's not only in our personal lives that this story rings true. We witness the same story played out over and over in the world around us every day. Someone perceives an injustice and lashes out in anger. But the anger is misplaced and the vengeance unjustified. Or someone seeks vengeance from the wrong person. Or even if there is justification for anger, the one who is angry seeks revenge on his or her own. The reasons are manifold, but the result is always the same. A wrong is committed in the name of justice, in the name of vengeance. Brother kills brother. Now, lest you think I'm overanalyzing this or being overly dramatic, conflating anger with murder, listen to what Jesus has to say. You have heard that it was said to those of ancient times, you shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that if you are angry with a brother or sister, you will be liable to judgment. So the story of Cain and Abel is not just about murder per se, but about anger and retribution unjustly taken. It's about the ways we diminish others and belittle them. It is about the ways we refuse to care appropriately for our neighbor. And it's about the justice of God. After Cain's pitiful denial, God responds with justice. And the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. And now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it will no longer yield to you its strength. You will be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth." Diminishing our neighbor, refusing to care for one another, does not go unnoticed by God. In one of the more curious phrases in the Bible, we read that Abel's blood cried out to God from the ground. Is this literal? Of course not. It's a figure of speech. But it hits exactly the right note. Abel's death cries out for justice, and God is the one to seek that justice. And indeed, God does bring swift justice against Cain on Abel's behalf. But the punishment is curious. You'd think it would be an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. But God does not strike Cain down. God does not take Cain's life from him. What God does, however, is remove Cain from his community and from his livelihood. Cain's life will not be the same ever again. His murder of his brother is a serious thing, and God deals with it in a serious way. Each life is precious to God, and when we diminish one another, we violate God's creation. When we become estranged from one another, we deface the image of God in ourselves and in one another. We may think some lives are worth less than others, but to God, all are precious. In this terrible story of Cain and Abel, we see jealousy, misplaced anger, murder, and we see justice served. But that's not the end of the story. Tomorrow, we'll consider what finally happens to Cain. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day, and in all the days ahead.